Hi guys and welcome back to our Blackpool career mode. Now before we do get into things, we'll have a quick revisit of the league table because to be fair, I actually haven't played this series for quite a few days now, so we'll have a quick revisit. We're currently 7 points clear at the top of the league. Shrewsbury just behind us, well quite a way behind us. Blackburn, Portsmouth, Oxford and Bradford in the playoff places as well, with Southend, Scunthorpe, Fleetwood and Gillingham making up the relegation places. So I've been thinking about it guys, and I think in this episode I'm going to do quite a lot of simulating, only because we are so far at the top of the league. So I'm going to play this game in the FA Cup because it is a big game against Derby, and then I might simulate quite considerably and then just have a check where we are in the league. If we're still flying, I might simulate a few more. Just to make things a little bit more interesting, because I know it can't be too amazing for you guys to just constantly watch me win every single game, which I know it's good. It just happens that we're doing very, very well. But also I want to try and make things a little bit more interesting. But for now, we will get into this game against Derby and hopefully progress into the next round of the FA Cup, which will be absolutely fantastic. So let's get to it. And here we are guys, away from home against Derby County in the FA Cup. It's going to be an absolutely massive one this. It's going to be the biggest test we've had so far. Can we cause an upset in this famous competition today? Have a crack, son, have a crack! Just wide of goal from Aribo. Come on, Aribo. Come inside, flick it on. Lovely, it is Daniel now, bombing forward. Can he get it across goal? And it's been gathered from Carson again. Go on, Aggie, make you run again. It is, it's a lovely one too. It's still Aggie. Drag it! It is, it's 1-0. And an upset is on the cards here. And it's Aggie, that man, who's coming to a really good streak of form over the last couple of episodes. The man who we've slated from the beginning pops up in the FA Cup yet again. And it's 1-0. Come on. Well in, Daniel, robbing them. And now here is Aggie. Get it in, so it's a good ball toward. It is! It's 2-0! I can't believe what I'm seeing. Derby were just starting to press over the last few minutes. Didn't really make many chances, but we broke forward. Aggie, the creator this time, dinks it across goal beautifully. Here he is, just holds up the play, dinks it in. Perfect ball for Clayton. The keeper has no chance with that one. It's 2-0 now. Come on. Oh, it's Aggie now. Twisting and turning. Still Aggie. Surely now. It is. It's 3-0 and we are definitely in to the next round. Aggie tried to dink it over the keeper. It didn't come off, but look at the keeper has powered it straight back into his path. And it's 3-0 now. It's just been pure domination in the second half. Derby started to get back into it towards the back end of the first, but they've shown no signs of coming back in the second. It's 3-0 now and Aggie does it again. Lovely stuff. Now, surely Aggie, it's 4, and it's a fantastic, fantastic goal. Just typical of the form in Aggie. He's putting everything into the goal at the moment. Fantastic counter-attack. Clayton bombing down the right, holding up the play. There's Aggie to just poke in, prod it past the goalkeeper. Not a chance for him. It's 4-0. It's just been the perfect performance. It really has. And the final whistle does go. We're through to the next round. I can only imagine who we're going to be going up against next. I'm hoping it is against a big team just to really challenge ourselves, but that was a perfect performance from Aggie, the hat-trick hero. We didn't give Derby a chance at any point in the game really, and we are through. Okay guys, so like I did say, I am going to start simulating quite a few games just for now. I'm waiting for that transfer to go through, hopefully for Phyllis Kirks, then I can offer some of the players some contracts, because like I've said now for the last couple of episodes, we're in dire need of renewing quite a few, Spearing in particular, because there's another player who's now leaving on a free contract. That's Mark Cullen. Luckily it's a player who we don't really use, so let's just hope that Phyllis Kirk and his transfer goes through in the next few moments. It has happened. He has now been sold, thank the Lord. So I'll just quickly go through the contracts and hopefully we can sort something out. I think Spearing has the most expensive contract, but he's the most important one I want to try and sort out. Yes, he's there. He's currently on 6k a week, which is quite a lot. I wish we could just get rid of him, but we can't because I think he only just signed for us at the beginning of the season. So let's see what we can do with Spearing, and I shall be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so we have managed to get Spearing finally on a contract. It's a 2-year contract, and he actually wanted a smaller wage than he was originally on, but he also wanted quite a few additional fees, which kind of worked out in our favour anyway. So now we do have a little bit remaining, so I'm just going to go through some of the players and get some contracts sorted. Now Daniel has accepted an offer, but only a 1-year contract. I've also got Sinclair Smith there, who is not really looking too good whatsoever. I'm not really too bothered about him, but all the important players now are on contracts. We're still going to be running short quite considerably at the beginning of next season, but hopefully we do have a little bit of money to play around with next season anyway, and it will be more quantity over quality again next season just to rebuild this squad. So I'll probably end up buying a bunch of 60 rated English youngsters again just to fill out the squad and try and get a decent base to the squad before in the next few seasons we can really try and get some quality. So anyway, let's just whiz through this the transfer deadline day, and then there will be quite a lot of simulating, like I say, as well. So let's simulate this game really quickly against Bury, and we lose 3-2, which is really annoying, but at the same time the purpose of simulating games is to make things a little bit more challenging. As you can see, we're still 5 points clear at the top of the league, but Shrewsbury do have a game in hand. So I have just simulated the next 2 games, guys, and we did draw 1-1 against Walsall, followed by a battering from Wigan where we lost 4-1. But next up we are going into the FA Cup against Crystal Palace, Premier League Crystal Palace we have been drawn against, which will be a massive task. But if we just quickly look at the league table now, because of those previous 2 results, we are still top of the league, but 2 points clear ahead of Shrewsbury, who also have a game in hand, so they kind of have the upper hand on us right now. So simulating wasn't our best friend, and our left back Taylor is also out for 2 months with an injury. And there's me thinking simulating things will make things more interesting and not less stressful. But anyway, let's get into this game against Crystal Palace, Premier League Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. What a game this could potentially be. Come on, lads. And here we go, guys, at Selhurst Park, taking on Premier League Crystal Palace. I can't stress that enough. It's just amazing to see fixtures like this in this competition. I have had to start Aggie again, purely because of his form in this competition. The commentator has just confirmed, actually, that he is the top goal scorer in this competition. And as you can see, there's still plenty of massive teams that we could potentially come up against as well. So with a win, we could maybe come up against one of them. But let's try not and get too cocky, just because we've had 2 very, very good results in the FA Cup so far. This is lovely from Mella, the right back. He just found Aggie, has a crack, and it's straight at Fabiano, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. Oh, this is a good chance now for Palace. It's their first chance of the game. It's been well cut out. They've still got the ball. And it's Danny Welbeck who has put it just wide of goal. Go on, Aggie. Go on, Aggie. Give it to him, son. Have a crack, and he's back at his best. They're starting to put us under pressure now. It's Van Arnholt. Gets it into Welbeck. And thank the Lord, he's drilled it wide, and a half-time whistle goes. They were just slowly starting to batter us there towards the back end of that first half, but it is still 0-0. Oh, they've broken straight down the middle now, and it is Welbeck, and they have gone in front, and I can't say they don't deserve it. Welbeck has been a real thorn in our side. We started the game in general brightly, but Palace's quality has just shone through, particularly in the second half. And it's a very, very good finish from Welbeck. It's an uphill battle from here. Now, I am just about to bring Vassell on. Here he is. He hasn't played in quite some time due to injury, and his fitness levels are still relatively low, but we just need to change something up top. Can he get us something in this game? Come on, can we break away? Come on, Daniel. 5 minutes remain. Get it out wide. It's Humphreys Grant, the centre-back, who's coming down this left now. Help him out. Whip one towards the back post. He's got plenty of space and time. He's controlled it. And he's basically just passed it to the goalkeeper. Oh, I can't believe that. That was the chance. That was the moment. And Lewis, what a poor shot that was. What on earth was he playing at? And the full-time whistle does go. It's 1-0. All in all, Crystal Palace do deserve it, but it's heartbreaking. Nevertheless, what a chance that was as well for Lewis towards the end of the game. He really should have put that away. He's 6 yards out, and he just passed it straight to the goalkeeper. But we are out of the FA Cup, guys. So after that game, guys, we have received the notification that Jay Spearing, our captain, is also now injured, and he's out for 3 weeks. It just doesn't get any better than this, does it? But anyway, if we do look at the table, Shrewsbury did not take their chance when they did have a game in hand, and they are still 1 point behind us. And with that, I think I am going to simulate this game as well against Peterborough, and we lose 2-1. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I really don't. You're probably screaming at the screen saying, why on earth are you simulating? But it's just, I suppose, to make things a bit more interesting, like I do keep on saying. So we are still 1 point ahead. Shrewsbury have a game in hand again. We do have this game now against Portsmouth, which I am also going to simulate. I know it's a big one, but I am going to simulate it just to fly through things a little bit. That's kind of the purpose of today's episode. We're trying to push on a little bit now. It did finish 1-1, which isn't the worst result in the world. And we have just received our final youth scout report, because we did only have enough money to send him out for 6 months. But there was this player, there was only one more player added to it, and it was this player, Liam Clark, 15 years of age, and he's rated 62 already, so we could have something special on our hands here. The right midfielder, he is left-footed, he's got some decent stats on him, it looks like, so I'm going to train him up. He's not the paciest, which is quite frustrating. I like to have pacey wingers, but he does have a decent potential on him as well, so training him up will be on my to-do list as well. So I think this is where we're going to end the episode, guys. I know there's been a lot of simulating and not too much going on in terms of game time within the league, but it's purely, like I say, just to move things forward, and we've managed to get through an entire month as well in this episode, because I don't want it to drag on too long each season. So every so often we might get an episode where we're mainly simulating. We've got our contract sorted as well. We've got a decent youth player as well in there. But as you can see, we are now going to run through the league table, and we are 1 point behind Shrewsbury, which is going to make things a bit more interesting. So in the next episode, we'll be trying to catch up and get back on the top of this division. So there's Blackburn, Portsmouth, Bradford and Wigan making up the playoff places. Now at the bottom we have Wimbledon entering them, and Bristol Rovers, Fleetwood Town and Gillingham as well. So if you did enjoy this episode, guys, please hit the like button for me. It would be massively appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarnie Army. The channel's Instagram account is in the description below, so be sure to follow that for early updates on upcoming content. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.